So I'm a motel investor. It's a niche. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how finding properties is different for motels than it is for other, the most common real estate investment would be like a house, for instance. Finding a motel deal is a lot different. So I bought 3 motels at this point, and I've used 3 different methods to find each one of those. So I'm going to just run you through them. Number one, first property I bought was on the commercial MLS.com. The second one that I bought was on the regular MLS, and that shows up on Redfin, Zillow, and other sites like that. And then the third way I bought it was off market, hunting for a deal direct, and I'll walk you through how I did that one too. So first off, commercialmls.com, that's where I found my first property. It is specific to Washington State and Idaho, but other states will also have similar tools. So you can just Google whatever your state is, and it's very simple. So you just find, for sale. This is what I did: find for sale. Then you want to find hospitality, and literally it was just that. It was one of these properties that was listed on the commercial MLS. So very simple. I happen to be a broker, but I didn't have to be a broker to access this. Like you saw, I just popped right on. I didn't have to sign in or give credentials. So anybody can access this site, and there are similar sites throughout the country as well. So that's for commercial brokers to list their properties, but you don't have to be a broker to contact them and buy one. All right, the second one was on the MLS. Now, Redfin and Zillow, for instance, like Zillow, you're not going to be able to find a, filter for motels. But let's say you're looking in, I don't know, King County, which is Seattle, Washington. You might have to go to the King County site. You're going to look for sale properties. And then for property type, you're going to have to be in probably multifamily. And that's going to give you a whole lot of. So this is a kind of a needle in a haystack kind of thing, because there's going to be 1,000 duplexes for any one motel that's for sale. But it will pop up. People will list a motel for sale. And honestly, those ones oftentimes are good deals because they're listed by brokers that are not familiar with hospitality or not familiar with motels. And so they're just listing it as if, it's a multifamily property, which it really isn't. So yeah, you got to sift through a bunch of these, but you might find one and it might be kind of overlooked by the investors that are more focused on hospitality, which there are not many of them anyways. So that was pretty quick. That was the first 2 property types. Now I'm going to tell you how I got my off-market deal. So what happened is I happened to own a motel. I'll just tell you right now. Let's go to Google Maps. I'll show you this motel that I own in Colville, Washington. So I own, this is the one that I bought, this Selkirk Motel. I bought this one when I bought that first one on the commercial MLS.com, right? So I already had a motel in this area. I really liked this area specifically because it is not a tourist area. So our length of stay at this motel is between 3 and 4 nights is the average length of stay. So if you can compute that, let's say you have a motel, and I'm diverging from how I found the property. Just give me a minute and I'll get back there. But imagine you have a motel and it's in a very, beautiful weekend warrior type, wine tasting country. I don't know. So you get to sell your Saturday nights for $250 a night, right? And it's a huge amount of money, and they demand a really great experience, right? Everything has to be perfect. Well, they're only going for Saturday night. If you're lucky, they'll go Friday and Saturday night. But nobody's going there Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. So you're very vacant most of the week. And yeah, it sounds great to get $250 for a night. But then you compare that to my motel right here, kind of in the middle of nowhere on the main drag of a town with 2,500 people. They'll pay me $80, $90, $100 a night, but they'll stay 4 nights, right? So that person if you were lucky, they stayed Friday and Saturday night. You got $500 out of them for 2 nights. If you're unlucky, they stayed 1 night, $250. You had to clean the room for 1 night, right? Or maybe 2 nights. For me, they come stay for 4 nights. They pay me $99 a night. That's $400. I only clean the room once. It's a low pressure experience. They're not demanding, I don't know, any like super special experience. It's just like a place to stay. And it's just way more reliable to staff a place like that and make money consistently. Anyways, getting back to how did I find my third deal? So I had this one, I liked this area. And so this is what I did is I just went to Google Maps, typed in hotels, and then I searched for hotels. Literally in this town, there's only 3. There's the Comfort Inn up here, there's mine, and then there's Benny's Colville Inn. Benny's grandson owns that right now. Met him a couple months ago. And I just went up and down this road. So Grandview Estate Bed and Breakfast. Okay. I called them. Hey, do you want to sell your bed and breakfast? No, of course they don't. Most people don't. Kettle Falls Inn. I called them. Do you want to sell your motel? And a lot of the times you're leaving voicemails and then you're maybe finding this is what I did, right? And then I found the email of the hotel or the motel, and then I emailed them. Nobody responded to any of my emails. I'm calling places like this, just kind of getting into the mix. Everybody's saying no. Oh, the owner's not here. Oh, the owner will call you back maybe. And then every once in a while somebody will be like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for $2 million. And everybody knows it's not worth that. Well, I ended up making my way all around here. I probably ended up calling, it was probably around 150 places. I ended up down here in Chihuahua, and I call this place, and it's not even showing up on the maps unless you zoom in. But I called this place, and a guy answered the phone. I was like, hey, do you want to sell? He's like, oh, I'll call you back. I'm like, okay. So he calls me back, and he's like, yeah, I've been thinking about selling it, actually. I'm getting a little bit up there. I want to kind of think about separating myself from this thing so I'm not here every single day. And he wanted to sell it. And, it was a great opportunity because he's one of those guys that, he's running his business. He's busy. He's not hopping on creating listings, and, he doesn't love brokers, as a lot of people are like that. So he was basically waiting for somebody to call him and say, hey, do you want to buy it? So anyways, that's the one that I bought. Ended up buying it for $500,000. You can take a look at a couple of the pictures. And yeah, so it's already getting remodeled and getting fixed up, but that's the 3 ways that I found my property. CommercialMLS.com. On the MLS, I saw mine because I'm a broker, so I saw it on the MLS itself, but you would see it on Redfin or Zillow. And then just calling, just looking on Google Maps, finding all the motels in the area and just calling people to ask them if they want to sell. Now, all of this, the funny thing is none of those are the main way to buy and sell motels, which is actually LoopNet. LoopNet is by far the biggest, it's built for buying and selling motels. And just for some reason, I didn't find mine on LoopNet, but just to give you a heads up, this is what you do. You go to LoopNet, for sale, property type, hospitality, and bingo. These are literally just the motels that are for sale in Washington State. And they got broker information. You can call the broker, get the offering memorandum, and be on your way and start underwriting these deals and see if any are good. Happy hunting.